Bungie, the developer behind the new upcoming Marathon game, as well as Destiny, it's not doing too well. They've had a massive bunch of layoffs. Over 220 employees have been laid off, 70% of their workforce, and it's the second round of layoffs in less than a year, following 100 jobs cut last October. We're going to get into it. We're going to talk about the developers' reactions to the layoffs at Bungie and what it means. Let's get into it. I'm Blaze2K. Let's get into the video. Hit the like, subscribe, click the bell icon. Let's go. So this article comes courtesy of Eurogamer.net. Inexcusable is the reaction to some of the current and former Bungie employees as they react to sweeping layoffs. Step down, Pete, is what they're saying. They want the leadership of Bungie to step down, Pete Parsons to resign, the CEO. Current and former employees of Destiny 2 developer Bungie have responded to the news of devastating layoffs at the studio, which has seen 220 employees lose their jobs, aiming harsh criticism at the handling of the cuts amid calls for Bungie CEO Pete Parsons to resign. You know, ever since Bungie decided to leave Microsoft and step away and do their own thing, I think it's been a downward slope. Let me know if you play Destiny. Let me know if Destiny's still a popular game that people are playing. Frankly, ever since I tried Destiny, it just wasn't for me. It just didn't have the charisma. It didn't have the personality that former Bungie games had, like Halo, and it just never really pulled me in. I never played much after playing the initial beta, I think, for Destiny. I don't even know if I got the first game. Oh wait, no, I did get the first game, I believe. I never picked up Destiny 2. It just didn't draw me. I didn't feel any attachment to the characters, the storyline, or anything like that. And yeah, obviously the new Marathon game is supposed to be coming up from Bungie, a new IP, which I've been looking forward to. I've been wanting to see Bungie be successful again, but it's just not been happening. And we do know PlayStation actually invested a ton of money into Bungie lately. So they went from being Microsoft's AAA top developer, making the best of the best Halo games, obviously one of my favorite games, Halo 3, to basically being an offshoot of what they once were, and having to crawl to Sony for funding. It's a little bit sad. I wish they'd just stuck with Microsoft. You know, I think the developers, the leadership at Bungie obviously got a little bit greedy. They wanted to step off and create their own next juggernaut of a franchise, and it's never panned out for them, at least in my opinion. Anyhow, Parsons announced the studio would be laying off approximately 17% of his workforce earlier today, blaming rising costs of development and industry shifts, as well as enduring economic conditions. The news marks the second round of job cuts at the studio in less than a year, with approximately 100 employees having been laid off last October. The economy is really in the crapper right now. Everyone's being laid off. Obviously, AI around the corner. It's a lot of uncertainty in the world right now. It's just a little bit scary for everyone in different career fields. Following the latest round of jobs cuts, former and current Bungie employees took to social media to lambast the decision. Destiny 2's global community lead Dylan Gaffner, aka DMG04, called the move inexcusable in a post on X. Industry-leading talent being lost yet again, he wrote, accountability falling upon the workers who have pushed the needle to deliver for our community time and time again. Please maintain focus on those who have lost their position and income. Offer help where you can. And obviously, here's the official tweet from Bungie saying, this morning we shared an important update with the Bungie team on the difficult decision to eliminate 220 roles at Bungie. You can read the full statement below. And the reason they do this, I think they try and trivialize it and say, oh, it's because, you know, rising costs and stuff like that. At the end of the day, they're not making as much money as they used to do. They're not paying back Sony for their investment in Bungie. Their games aren't performing at the level they'd expected themselves. They're not making enough money to basically cover the cost of development. They're hiring too many people. Their games just aren't putting out what people want them to put out. Like I said, it comes back to that decision to leave Microsoft. Was it the right decision? Was it the right decision, Bungie? Did you have to? I mean, Halo, if you were still working on Halo Infinite might not have been crap. Imagine if Bungie still worked with Microsoft, they were doing Halo one generation, and then, you know, 343 did Halo the next generation or the next game. Kind of like how Call of Duty's framework works, with, you know, like several different Treyarch, Infinity Ward, you name it, all working, Sledgehammer Games, all working on different versions of the franchise. If only Microsoft went that route. I don't know why they let Bungie go. I mean, that would have been fantastic. You know, new Halo games every couple of years, with new fantastic campaigns, like just pushing the lore forward, right, and making it more interesting. That's what I wish had happened. Hell, even if they did start a new franchise, a new IP under Microsoft's leadership and stayed within that family, would have been better, I think, in the big picture. It hurts me to see Bungie fall apart in the way that they are. So I'm safe, but I'm effing enraged, Bungie technical UX designer Ash Doangs wrote in a response to today's news. This is hitting people who were told they were valued, they were important, that they were critical to business success, but none of that mattered. So a lot of people that never got hit by the layoffs at Bungie are even calling them out for this. This is bad for everyone. People are losing jobs, losing their incomes, and especially, like I says, the way the economy is right now, with layoffs happening across the board, jobs being hard to find, the uncertainty of AI in the coming years, everything's moving so fast. Actors are striking because they're worried about AI. Developers are striking because they're worried about AI. People are losing jobs because of AI, frankly, especially when it comes to like graphic design, stuff that I went to college for. It's hard to find a job unless you have an amazing portfolio these days. Nothing's for certain. Nothing's taken for granted anymore with the rise of AI. It sucks. And we're going to see this more and more as time goes on. Let me know if you have what your opinion is on the way the economy is and just jobs and layoffs in general. Others are more directly aimed their ire at Parsons, Bungie's former global social media lead. Griffin Bennett, who was laid off as part of last year's job cuts, posted, "Pete is a joke." While former Destiny 2 community manager Leanna Rupert wrote, "Step down, Pete." Anger at Parsons was also felt in the community, with noted Destiny content creator My Name is Bife, aka Lower Daddy, posting on X, "Leadership needs to be changed. Their decisions have consistently led to disaster for everybody who's actually been making the games we play. They've been reckless with the studio, its employees, and its franchises. The problem is clear: bad leadership, and it needs to change." Now, to be fair, Pete Parsons' job is to make the company profitable. Pete Parsons' job is to help pay back investors that invested money, a lot of money, into Bungie to make amazing content, amazing games. So when they're not doing that, and their operating expenses are obviously quite high, and they're spending more than they're making, and they're not paying back investors fast enough, that's what happens. The sharks encircle you, and then they want their money, or they want stuff to change. And unfortunately, the sad part of life is that people have to lose their jobs. People lose their jobs until things change. They have to either get leaner. That's just how business works. It sucks. It really sucks. Especially, it sucks for people that are working hard every day, that are a victim of these cuts. I mean, watch a show called Succession. I've been watching that lately, and it makes me think of that. There is another side that maybe developers don't see. It's just it's a big cluster F of, things that play into these layoffs. It sucks. Criticism of Parsons leadership and the devastating impact Bungie management's decisions have had on its employees follows a series of troubling reports that have surfaced since last October. In December, Bungie employees told IGN the mood at the studio was soul-crushing as leadership implemented harsh cost-cutting measures, seemingly in a bid to cling on to independence following Sony's acquisition of Bungie in 2020. It was also claimed that senior management met employee sadness at last year's layoffs with indifference or even outright flippancy or hostility. And the leadership rebirthed suggestions that they took a salary cut to prevent future cuts, telling workers. Bungie is not that type of company. In November, it was reported that last year's layoffs, following internal warnings that the studio revenue was 45% below projections due to a sharp drop in the popularity of Destiny 2. News that was followed by an open letter to players admitting the studio had lost a lot of your trust and promising a bigger, bolder, and brighter future for the game. So there we go. Employees are quite rightfully peeved off. Bungie is in dangerous waters right now. Obviously, Sony did tell them they are independent, but we're going to invest a lot of money in you. They're not really fully independent. Sony's going to be on people like Pete Parsons' neck, right, constantly saying, why are we missing projections? Why are we not making as much money? Why is this content not coming out fast enough? What's the progress on Marathon? Why is this not being promoted as much? We're putting all this money. We have put all this money in. Why are the results not speaking for themselves? Well, Pete Parsons obviously is taking the easy way out, and he's trying to fire employees, the very people that are supposed to make Bungie, big again, successful again. And you could argue that this isn't the way. You could argue that this isn't even Pete Parsons' fault. It's the managers, the people that are making the hard decisions, content decisions, what they should be spending their time on, what they should be allocating resources to. That's my opinion, at least. It's the people that they should be focusing on Marathon. Destiny isn't it anymore, Bungie. You need to focus on Marathon. You need to hype up Marathon. You need to be releasing little teasers and trailers and really hyping this game up to be in the next juggernaut, the future for Bungie, instead of focusing on Destiny. Destiny isn't it, in my opinion. Let me know if you disagree with that. Obviously, it's been all downhill since they left Microsoft to work on Destiny. It just never hit the mark for me, and I don't think it hit the mark for a lot of people. A lot of people are playing different games. Not Destiny, but I could be biased because I've not played Destiny 2 as much as other people, so maybe I'm missing something. Anyhow, let me know what you think in the comments. I'm Blazed2K. Check the links down below for some cool deals. Check out Pixel Buys over on X. I'll put a link down below if you want to get some cool deals off cool tech. Come subscribe. Anyways, guys, have a great day. Enjoy your Thursday. God bless, and I'll see you in the next video. Come join me on stream every now and again. I'm Blaze. Peace. Have a great day. Bye.